Hello everyone and welcome to another art lesson with UdoCreatives. Today, we will be going over the process of how to draw body parts using charcoal and graphite pencils. Our focus will be on the neck and shoulder region. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to UdoCreatives for more art content. So for this pencil drawing, I'll be using a 5H pencil for drawing, the Jakar compressed charcoal set for charcoal powder shading, and a Bristle brush for blending very dark areas. I'll also be using a Mono Zero eraser, Perfection eraser, and some Polychromo pencils. I'll use this soft brush for shading. Our video titled Introduction to Drawing with Charcoal and Graphite Pencils gives a brief introduction into the tools I use. I've added a link to the description below for you guys. I'm going to start with my outline. As you can see, I have already prepared a grid. I typically use the grid method to create my outline. The grid method is one of the best and easiest methods for getting your outlines right, especially when drawing from a reference. Our How to Draw a Face video covers an example of the grid method in detail. I've added a link in description. I'll be using a 5H pencil for this part. Follow closely as I prepare my base outline. During this step, you will notice I am going to use my 5H graphite pencil to mark out areas that will have some shadow. Representing lights, shadows, and depths in your drawings give that three-dimensional effect used in realism. For me, marking out these areas first makes this representation easier to achieve later on. Here, I'm using my blending stomp to improve my outlines. Okay, now I will be creating my first shading layer. For this, I will use my soft brush to blend in some white compressed charcoal on my paper. Next, I will use my 4B pencil to create and improve some more outlines. I will blend these with my hard brush. The difference in pencil grades might not be obvious to beginners, so I advise you to quickly search pencil grade chart in Google. You will see a lot of charts showing how different grades of pencils look like. One good reason for improving your outlines is to avoid them getting lost when you shade. I use my hard brushes for blending dark areas in my work. Remember to keep your light direction and profile in mind. Next, I will use my 6H pencil to create outlines here. I'm using 6H because I want to keep the outlines here light. Now, I will prepare some charcoal for my next phase of shading. For this work, I am using Pelican paper. I'll start by using my hard brush to softly spread some light compressed charcoal. I mentioned earlier how I prefer hard brushes for darker areas, but that does not mean that I won't use it for lighter shades. Remember, experimentation as an artist is key to finding out different effects you can achieve with your tools. For the vision I have in my head, using my hard brushes here makes sense. Next, I'll use my bristle brush to blend. The bristle brush is also a hard brush, but the textures are slightly different. Now, I'll apply some grey charcoal to this region. Notice the direction and pattern that I am shading in. It follows the overall rhythm of the neck. I use the word rhythm because I believe art has its own harmony, and it is the job of the artist to visualize that harmony. Now, using my bristle brush, I am going to be applying and blending some compressed charcoal around the neck. Again, pay attention to the pattern I shade and blend with. Also pay attention to the shade of charcoal I use for different areas around the neck. I'm using my soft brush to soften the shades. I'm using my 5H pencil here to create some hatching and cross-hatching type shades. Hatching and cross-hatching is shading in this pattern. I advise that you read up on shading techniques to get an idea of the different techniques available. I'll blend these shades with my bristle brush. Here, I am using my bristle brush to apply charcoal. I'll be complementing the charcoal by using a graphite pencil to create some shades in the same area. The reason I am complementing the charcoal with a graphite pencil is because the charcoal is not reacting how I hoped with the paper. That happens sometimes, depending on the kind of paper you use. Notice how this has helped me achieve some extra darkness. Here, I am applying some dark compressed charcoal around using my hard brush. Again, I'll use my bristle brush to blend. Now, using my bristle brush, I am going to be applying and blending some compressed charcoal. You'll notice me using this method of using my pencil to complement different areas. This is for the same reason I mentioned earlier. Next, I will use a soft brush to soften my shades. Now, I will use my 4B carbon pencil to create more lines around, and then blend those lines with my hard brush and bristle brush. Next, I will use a soft brush to soften some of my shades. Here, I am using my pencil to complement my shade. Here, I'm applying more compressed charcoal. Next, I will use my Mono 0 to pull out some highlights in my work. Remember to keep your light profile in mind as you work. Next, I will use my soft brush to shade some more and apply more charcoal. This area here has some depth to it. So I will use my 5H pencil to sketch out this depth, and then use my hard brush to finish it. Here, I am applying some dark compressed charcoal around using my hard brush. Here, I am applying some compressed charcoal around using my bristle brush. For this area, I'll use a soft brush to apply some mid-gray compressed charcoal. I'll use my carbon pencil to create some outlines as well. I'm using a soft brush because that is my preference for lighter areas. For this area, I am also using mid-gray compressed charcoal, but with my hard brush. This is because for my light profile, this area is darker. Here, I am using my bristle brush to apply some light compressed charcoal. I will use it to blend what I have achieved with my soft brush and give it a nice finish. I'll keep shading with my soft brush. I'll keep applying charcoal. Now, I will use my soft brush to spread charcoal towards the chest area. I'll be shading this area of the body now. I'll be using this soft brush to shade and blend. This soft brush is actually a makeup brush I got from a friend. As an artist, you can also be creative with your tools. Here, I am creating a transition using my soft brush. Now, using my bristle brush, I'm going to be applying some gray compressed charcoal mixed with some black compressed charcoal. The reason is because I want to create a kind of tonal gradation here. You can see here that I'm blending in the charcoal with my soft brush. So right now, I'm blending using my bristle brush. I'll go back to my soft brush soon. Next, I'll be using my hard brush to darken this area using some black compressed charcoal. Now, we'll swap to the soft brush. Now, we'll swap to the bristle brush. Here, I am using it to create some lines and blend using my soft brush. Next, I'll be using my hard brush to darken this area using some black compressed charcoal. Now, we'll swap to the bristle brush. Here, I am using it to create some depth and blend. You can see the shoulder taking form already. Now, I'm applying some black compressed charcoal. I'm using my soft brush to soften the shades. Now, I'm applying some black compressed charcoal. I'm using my soft brush to move some charcoal around. I feel like the entire drawing is taking form now. You can see the body form a lot clearer now. Side note, one advice I have for artists is that, if you get to a point where you feel like your art is not taking the form you want, or if you feel like you're struggling, or making too many mistakes, take a step back. Get some rest, relax your mind. Then when you feel refreshed, try again. Right now, I'm trying to blend in the entire structure. I'm using my bristle brush here to add some depth. I'll do the next step using my soft brush. The reason is that for me, the soft brush is best for spreading charcoal. As you can see, I'm slowly taking charcoal from here, spreading it and blending it to this area. I'll keep using my soft brush and bristle brush to blend. Now, I'm not particularly happy with how some areas are looking. I'm going to try to adjust it a bit by blending in more charcoal. I'll go back to applying charcoal after that. After this, I will use my bristle brush and some white charcoal to lighten up some areas that I feel are too dark. I'll be honest with you, this work has really taught me a lot about being patient with yourself as an artist. Now, I'll quickly create some hair. For more details on how to draw hair, check out our How to Draw Hair video. Anyways, what I'm doing right now is creating a base sheet for the hair. Now, using my Conté Artist pencil, I'm going to create some shades around. I'll blend with my bristle brush. Now, I'm back to applying shades around. Then I'll blend with my hard brush until I feel satisfied enough to start adding hair strands. Here, I'm using my Polychromo colored pencil to complement my hair base layer. I'm going to blend it with my bristle brush. Now we can create some hair strands. I'll be using my Mono 0 eraser for this. Now, I will focus on detailing. I'll start by using my Polychromo colored pencil to shade. I'll be blending in some dark compressed charcoal soon. Notice the direction I am shading in. If you recall, I spoke about direction and rhythm earlier. Next, I'll be using my Polychromo colored pencil to draw some lines. Next, I'll use my Mono 0 to create some dotted marks. I'll also be using my Graphite Polychromo colored pencil and pencil eraser to add some half dots and half circle patterns. These form the basis of texturizing my work. For drawing realistic art, it is always good to create some texture in your work. And there you have it, guys. Now we have come to the end of this tutorial showing how to draw a human neck and shoulder region using charcoal and graphite. I hope you found this tutorial insightful and a good help in your journey as a pencil artist. Remember to experiment and practice to get a better command of your skills and tools. I hope that you've gained insightful techniques in this tutorial, and I hope to see you use these techniques in your drawings. Thank you very much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to UdoCreatives for more art content.